And it's official, Zion Williamson will be making his NBA regular season debut January 22nd when the Pelicans play the Spurs. Zion is back, and I'm going to tell you what to expect from Zion Williamson when he makes his return. But first, here's David Griffin on the return of Mount Zion.
Based on today's practice, which was not terribly intense because we're still somewhat of the walking wounded, we're going to continue to try to get him some reps in practice. We hope to have a slightly more intense practice on either the 17th or 19th. If all goes well from that, and assuming he is cleared by then, which he is not quite yet, our anticipation is he'll play his first game on the 22nd at home against San Antonio.
Now, anytime an NBA GM has to have a 30-minute press conference about an NBA rookie's debut, you know it's a big deal. The hype surrounding Zion Williamson is reaching levels that we haven't seen since LeBron James, and that was back in 2003. We're talking the social media era, the internet age. He went to Duke last year, so we've known about Zion for 4 or 5 years already, so it's time to let this monster off the leash. Let's see what he can do. He dominated in the preseason, and then David Griffin also said he will not be on a minutes restriction.
Yeah, he won't. We won't do a minutes restriction, and this is something that in general terms we sort of philosophically disagree on, I think. It's not about a hard number. It's about what the bursts need to look like. It's what you're measuring him by. So when you return to play from a serious injury, it's not going to be a number. It's going to be he's going to play in a limited number of bursts, and you're going to judge those all fairly subjectively in terms of what he looks like.
Now, my first takeaway is I have so much respect for this Pelicans organization. Playing Zion this year, that was the right thing to do. You don't want to do what Philadelphia did with Ben Simmons and what the Clippers did with Blake Griffin. Yes, they sustained injuries, but they held him out for the entire year. You want to see guys come in and perform and see how they play with their teammates. Look, Lonzo Ball has really turned the corner. Brandon Ingram really should be an all-star this year, in my opinion. And another thing, too, Zion Williamson, he's going to be eligible for the Rookie of the Year this year. He can't do what Ben Simmons did and steal the Rookie of the Year from Donovan Mitchell. Zion Williamson, we're going to see him this season, and just the way they talk about this guy, how they've tried to change his walking, all of his fundamentals, change his diet. Look, for a while, they were calling him Dikembe Mutombo because it looked like he was puffing up out there in Nolens. Look, that food is so good, it's tough to avoid. But look at the way they talk about this guy. It's almost like they have him in the lab. It's like he's Drago in Rocky IV. He's like a basketball machine. Just listen to the way that David Griffin talks about all the work they put in with Zion Williamson since he's been out.
I really believe very strongly he is a radically improved physical version of himself in ways that, frankly, we took the extra time to ensure. Tests that we've been asking him to pass and the things that we've been judging his progress by, there's several of them. Almost all of them are entirely objective and just numbers from when he was healthy previously to now. And in every objective measure, his numbers are better, quite frankly. There are a couple of those tests that are a little more subjective and a little more about the eye test. And in those tests, there's still things that we feel like since he's taken this long already, we've let him go through the process to the degree we have. And frankly, it's not let him. We put him through the process. If we've taken this much time, we want it to look right when we let him go.
By the way, I like that lady behind David Griffin. She's just sitting there like, hey, I'm here just trying to get paid. But no, Zion Williamson, to me, I think he's going to live up to the hype. I think he's going to be a perennial all-star, an all-NBA caliber player. Because, look, yes, he's built like a defensive lineman. 285 pounds, 6'7", but we're in the science age. We are in the age where we can try to find ways to keep guys on the court. And I heard Seth Greenberg this morning on ESPN saying that Ja Morant is going to end up with a better career than Zion Williamson.
But Ja Morant will last. His career will far surpass Zion Williamson because his body is built for the NBA. His body is built to last.
Then you would do it. You would reverse the order if he's going to have a better
Look, here's
career.
the deal. Zion Williamson hasn't played a game.
Right.
He played one exhibition game.
Right.
All right? You look at Zion Williamson, look, it's just genetics. You can talk about teaching him how to walk again, teaching him how to run again. All the stuff's great. The guy's 280 pounds. There's only 2 guys in the NBA that weigh more than him. It's a 24-second clock, stopping, starting, changing directions, jumping. Your body physically cannot handle that pounding.
And yes, that's Seth Greenberg, the same guy that didn't offer Steph Curry a scholarship when he was the head coach of Virginia Tech. So, hey, take it with a grain of salt. But, hey, look, I'm a very big fan of Ja Morant. I love Ja Morant. He is explosive, his tenacity. You saw what he said to James Harden last night. Now, trust me, I'm a big fan of Ja Morant. I picked him to win Rookie of the Year before Zion was even injured. Look, I think at some point Ja is going to rule the NBA. I just think that Zion is a phenomenon. I think that Zion Williamson, he's going to demand doubles, triples. Look, are you going to tell me that Allen Iverson and Russell Westbrook had a better career than Shaq? No way. Zion Williamson has that Shaq level of dominance. That's his potential. Look, Zion Williamson hasn't played a game in the NBA, and he's already on a one-name basis. Kobe, Bono, Shaq, Drake, Zion, okay? So he's got that star power. I think he's going to come and light up this league. He's going to be posterizing guys on a nightly basis. And like I said, he's got that infectious smile. He's got the brand. Zion is going to take over the league. Now, as far as expectations go, remember, Zion averaged 23.5 points per game in the preseason. I see him putting up something like 16 to 19 points per game. I'm going to say he averages about 17.5 points per game, gives you about 7 or 8 boards, 3 or 4 assists per game, give you some block shots. This guy is going to do it all. I think Zion comes in, and I think he still makes first-team All-Rookie. I think that he still makes first-team All-Rookie. It's a little late to catch Ja Morant, but trust me, Zion's going to come in, he's going to ball out, and at some point, the rest of this league is going to be trying to climb Mount Zion. Thanks for watching the Get More Sports YouTube channel. My name is Doug McCain. You can follow me at DMac_LA. And for all the hottest sports content in the game, be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification button, and most importantly, give me all your takes right down below in the comments section. I want all your takes right down below in the comments section. And for all the hottest and latest sports news, head over to GetMoreSports.com.